So this video lecture is on cells, and a cell is a basic functional unit of all living things. A cell has a certain structure and their functions. For example, we have the plasma membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm, organelles, and cytosol. The plasma membrane bounds cells and encloses in the nucleus. And the nucleus is bounded by a nuclear envelope. We will go more in detail on some of these examples in the next slides, but for now we'll talk about cell walls and the organelles. Cell walls are found in plants outside the plasma membrane, providing support. Organelles are bodies within cytoplasms that serve to physically separate the various metabolic reactions occurring within the cells. In the bottom right corner, you see a picture of mucus from the Mucinex commercial, and I'm using him as a bacteria that just settles in you and just all he's doing there is just sitting with the newspaper. But yeah, so that's why I'm having him as a bacteria. You'll see later on. On this slide, we have information on the nucleus, and a nucleus is bounded by a nuclear envelope, which is said in the previous slides, and it is a phospholipid bilayer similar to the plasma membrane. The nucleus contains DNA, the hereditary information of the cell, and it also serves as the site of the separation of chromosomes during cell division. On the bottom left corner, right here, you see a picture of different types of bacteria, and I put that there because they do not have a nucleus because they are part of the prokaryotic cells. And so now we're going on to the vacuoles and vesicles, and they are a fluid-filled membrane-bound bodies. Now with these, we come across transport vesicles, food, storage, central and contractile vacuoles. And a transport vesicle moves materials between organelles or between organelles and the plasma membrane. Food vacuoles are temporary receptacles of nutrients. They often merge with the lysosomes, whose digestive enzymes break down the food. Then we have storage vacuoles, and those are in plants. They store the starch, pigments, and toxic substances. We have central vacuoles, and those are large bodies occupying most of the interior of certain plant cells. And last, we have contractile vacuoles, and they are specialized organelles in single-celled organisms that collect and pump excess water out of the cell. In the top right-hand corner, you see again the characters for the Mucinex commercials, and you see like the bride and the groom, and the bride is in the groom's arms. I'm having the groom transport his wife, the mucus, to somewhere else, and that would be for like an example of the transport vesicles, because like it's like transporting the mucus to a different location. Proteins. Proteins are in the plasma membrane, and they're a function channel. They transport and recognition. So here I didn't use the Mucinex characters, but this is kind of like a different example I can use. It's like a jail cell, and here, like in the top square on the left-hand side, there's little sayings, and it says, this little person right here saying, "What you got there, Jim?" And Jim is saying transport proteins. And so he stands there, and he's starting to go through, and he ends up on to the other side. So he was transported with the transport proteins. Now here we have the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes, and we're gonna see the difference between them. Eukaryotes are all living things except for bacteria, and they have a nucleus and other organelles. And we can see here in this picture, you can see the nucleus, the nucleolus, the chromatin, the Golgi body. Up here you have the plasma membrane, the ER, the ribosome, mitochondria, cytoplasm, lysosome, and those are, and many more, but those are the cells in the eukaryotes. And for the prokaryotes, it's really just a bacteria and there's no nucleus. So you see, obviously you can see that there are less factors within the structure than you see in the eukaryotes. So that is my video lecture on cells. Thank you for listening. And here are the Mucinex characters saying goodbye.